Hi, everybody. I just thought maybe I'd have a little waffle. Here in the house on my own. My husband's gone to his um, woodwork group in a town about half an hour away. And I really enjoy this little bit of time to myself, much as I adore him and couldn't bear to be without him. But I've just got Benny here who's chewing my hands, and he's actually wanting to sit on my knee, and I'm not letting him, but he keeps shoving my hand, shoving my hand so he can get underneath it and I will pat him. And there's the top of his head. I haven't really got a lot to talk about this morning. Been I'm feeling frustrated. When I was in Melbourne, my daughter bought me a pair of trousers from Kmart, but it was the bigger size and it's too big, and it's been sitting there with the docket ready for me to take back to the Kmart here. So I haven't been out and about shopping very much on my own since the operation. And Errol, he'll drive me anywhere, so it's not a problem. But anyway, today was the big day. So in I go, round to the desk where you return things, and punched in the card, all was well. And then he said, I'm sorry, it's over 60 days. Today is the 12th. I think it's the 12th, maybe it's the 13th. And I bought it, or daughter had bought it on the 10th of December. I was two days late returning it, so he wouldn't accept it. He said that it just stops and there's nothing I can do. It was only $20, but just frustrating when I could have got somebody else to do it over Christmas, but they were all so busy doing other things. And as I say, Errol would have done it for me, but he's really had to do so much. So that's really frustrating. Anyway, so I did that. I had a good walk this morning, probably the longest walk that I've had, so that was great. And then did a long walk from Kmart through to the Coles as well. So it was good. Came home, unloaded things and put them away. And then I also bought three, what do you call them? Lazy Susans from Kmart to reorganise my pantry, because all the things that I've got, like flour and sugar and those things that you do need to make a cake with, are up high, and my silly shoulders do hurt when I'm reaching up for it. So I've putting everything down and then swapping things around. It's not quite right, but I'm getting there. It's better than it was. So my shoulders perhaps won't hurt quite as much. So that'll be good. And so I've had a good day. Yesterday was a really good day, probably one of the better days that I've had since I've been home. Seemed to get a lot done. Went to my knitting group, which was really good to be there. And had my brother for lunch. His partner's away in Thailand for 17 days, I think. So I think he's really missing her. So theirs is such a love story. He's just turned 80. She's 48, I think. And they're so totally in love. And he has a lovely story that, because he hadn't been married before and hadn't, there's been, he said to my husband one day, well, there's Benny and the tail. Now sit down. Sit. Good boy. So Mum said to Brian, this brother Brian, and the other brother who's 14 months younger than he is, they've always been like twins. He said, now boys, whatever you do, take your time in selecting your partner, or your wife, she probably said. So the younger one was pretty young. They were pretty young when they got married, and still an absolute love affair. Anyway, Brian waited. He and Suri have been together. Suri's been together for about 8 years now, and she's such a treasure. She just adores him as he does her, and just just a lovely romance. And yeah, so he's looking forward to. We were all looking forward to her coming back. So that happened after lunchtime, and then had a proper sleep, which I've been struggling with lately. And then my lovely next door neighbour came in, and more knitting. So my scarf is coming on really well. I in fact, yesterday I spoke to three of the girls. Um, So that was nice. And the one from New Zealand, she's booked to come over on the 11th of March. So that is a month away. So pretty excited about that. So there you go. There's a waffle about nothing much. And I've stayed out of the heat. I'm so sick of it, really sick of it. I think today's 35 or 36. And we've got, I think the weekend's going to be cool, really cool. So keep your fingers crossed that it will be cool. And they haven't bumped it up again. They keep threatening rain, which we'd love, but that doesn't happen either. So have a lovely day, night, wherever you are. I hope you enjoyed this waffle, which is really just a waffle. And you've had a little glimpse of Benny today, who's still wanting attention. He's really funny. He's a cavoodle, and he's so poodle, really, everywhere, except for his eyes, which are those shifty little eyes that cavaliers sort of look out of the corners of their eyes, his ears and his fluffy tail. They're all cavalier. The rest is absolute, utter poodle. There he is, see? There's a poodle looking at you.